Hannah Silverstein pushed the buggy slowly out of the lift and looked around. London Bridge was so different to Marlborough. She squared her shoulders and carried on through the lobby, nodding to the bored concierge. It was strange how desperate Daniel had been to move from their pretty house in Wiltshire to a glass and stone apartment by the Thames. "We need a fresh start," he said. "What with Zac and everything." "He's feeling middle-aged," Hannah said to Zachariah. She didn't say this to Daniel, of course. She hated arguments, but she loved to tell Zac everything. He never disagreed. Big brown eyes, always serious as he slobbered on his ducky. Outside the cold was acute, with steel grey clouds thick as hair in the sky. Cars and lorries bustled loudly down Tooley Street. Zachariah lay in the buggy, warmly zipped into his fleece. From the start he'd been an easy baby, and now, at nearly 6 months, he slept through the night and ate whatever they gave him, especially his favourite toy. He had it in his chubby hand now. Hannah gave him a little kiss and wished she felt so contented. She didn't know anyone in London, and the aggressive kaleidoscope of fashion, class and skin colour made her feel even more like an alien than ever. No one looked at her as she pushed Zac round Marks and Spencer Simply Food. As she came out with her groceries, she noticed that even though her side of the street was elegant and new, across the way was the hideous blood-red council estate. What a strange place London was. Zac wanted to nap, so Hannah set off for a walk. Daniel had bought her a beautiful winter coat from Jigsaw, and she wrapped it around herself. She pulled down the rain cover, shrouding Zac in plastic. On an impulse, she ignored the Thames path, heading south into a road called Tanner Street. Tanner Street. A leftover from London's industrial life. Tanners made leather from skin. This street would have reeked of meat years ago, but there were no tanners left here now, just council estates and railway arches. There seemed to be no traffic either, and the sky got greyer and greyer. It was like walking under a frozen waterfall. As Hannah passed by the brutal brick, a white sheet caught her eye. It was suspended over an open door, and in black letters someone had written, "Tanner's Tots, Mums and Babies Group, talk to your baby." She stopped. Zac was snoozing now, long dark lashes lying peacefully against his fat little cheeks. Back in Marlborough, the local church had put on tea and cakes for new mothers. Tuesday mornings had become a lifeline while Hannah got used to the fun and responsibility of parenthood. She felt a sharp throb of loneliness now, thinking about that pretty village hall. She'd only been in London for a week, but it felt as if all those friendly women were from a distant and golden childhood. Even shyer than usual, Hannah pushed the buggy through the door. She was met by a strong smell of surgical spirits. At least the place is clean, she thought. The next thing she saw was a line of prams, complete with babies, including 2 just like Zac's. With slight jealousy, she noticed that someone had one of those stunning Silver Cross coach-built prams that cost £2,000 in John Lewis. There were some dear little wooden toys in the middle. Mums sat on chairs by the side with cups of tea. Beyond the hall was a hatch to the kitchen, and a cloud of cold steam hung over the urn. Hannah shivered. A young woman came over. She had long straight hair with a thick fringe and looked about 15 years old. "Can I see your baby?" she asked. Bashfully, Hannah pulled up the rain cover. Zac was still asleep, cuter than ever. "Oh, he's lovely," the girl sighed. "What's his name?" "Zachariah, after his granddad. He looks like a good listener." Hannah looked up in surprise. "He is." Then she remembered her manners. "Which one's yours?" The girl went over to the Silver Cross pram. "I love your pram, by the way," Hannah said. "Silly, really," shrugged the girl. "It's so big, and he's a premie. He was only £2.50 when he came out." £2.50? Zac had been £8.3. Hannah went over to the pram and pulled back the hood. There, resting under a baby blue fleece, was an absolutely tiny little person, more the size of a doll than a real baby. He had perfect little fingers, smaller than grains of rice. His little face had waxy skin. "He's so small," Hannah said. She didn't add, "Is he okay?" for something about the yellowish skin and pristine stillness of this baby did not look at all okay. No baby could be that size and be anything like okay. "What's his name?" she asked instead. "Connor," the girl replied. "He's a good listener too, like your Zach. Want a cup of tea?" Hannah sat down with a cup of tea, but she didn't drink it. She just stirred it slowly, watching Zachary sleep.